Hi folks, welcome back to our channel. The past 2 weeks we have spent at Istanbul, Turkey and some surrounding areas. And today we will take you on a journey with us.
With the situation right now in Europe and travels being restrictive, we have chosen Istanbul as the meeting point to see our family.
We also knew that Istanbul is quite an affordable place, and Turkey in general. And for the money you pay, you get a fair value for food, accommodation and entertainment.
We will sprinkle some history around to give you guys some cultural context. Istanbul is a historic spot that has many cultures met here over many centuries.
First known as Byzantium, it was a major trading port in ancient Greece, due to its unique location at the only entrance to the Black Sea. Later on, Roman Emperor Constantine decided to move the capital here and even named the city Nova Roma.
But the name didn't stick, and eventually everyone started calling it Constantinople, the city of Constantine. It was the capital of the Byzantine Empire from the 3rd to the 15th century.
And throughout this time, it gained even more power as a cultural, commercial and diplomatic center. Being a part of the Great Silk Route, it controlled major trading routes between Asia and Europe, as well as the passage between the Black Sea and the Mediterranean Sea.
It was conquered by the Turks in the 15th century and became the center of the Ottoman Empire, and later modern Turkey. Even though Ankara is now the capital, Istanbul remains the most populated city and the largest one in Turkey.
All these layers of history created an unimaginable mix of cultures that you need to see for yourself to grasp.
So what did we do when we were in Istanbul?
First thing, getting there.
So let's go!
Istanbul is one of the biggest travel hubs in the world. Also, Turkish Airlines serves more destinations non-stop from a single airport than any other airline in the world, so there shouldn't be any issues finding a flight here from anywhere you live. We flew from Toronto and went through Dublin, pretty straightforward. We bought our tickets last minute and paid 2,000 Canadian dollars per person. Don't follow our mistakes and plan ahead. Also, we traveled with only hand luggage. Massive time saving on a journey, considering the luggage hurdles in the airports these days.
For our accommodation, we chose a 2-bedroom, 1-bath Airbnb in the older building in the historic center near Galata Tower, which we'll talk about later. It's a private location, we were very happy with it. The apartment had a lot of character and a great value for our money. We did have a minor issue with the shower door shattering on me while I was in the shower, but we assumed that could happen to anyone, right?
Let us know in the comments below if you had any crazy things happen to you in your Airbnbs while you were traveling.
We paid $1,200 for the entire stay for 10 days. And except of the glass shower incident, we had no issues.
And of course, our favorite topic, the food.
We will be creating a separate food ranking video where you can find tips and useful info on the best food options in Istanbul, so stay tuned.
All we want to say now is that food is fresh, cheap and looks very good.
I don't think we had a single bad food experience while in Istanbul.
Which in Toronto happens to us all the time. Don't tell anyone. Istanbul is perceived as the place for the best historic sightseeing.
And it's true!
And now we're gonna quickly take you on the rundown of the list of historic sites and their pros and cons.
Hagia Sophia is a church that was turned into a mosque and then museum and then a mosque again. Unique 4th century Byzantine architecture, hybrid of a Christian and Muslim interiors. Be prepared to wait in line, as it's one of the most popular attractions in the city. Also, since now it's an active mosque, dress appropriately, or you would have to buy a covering robe at the entrance. Robe costs between 15 and 70 Turkish liras, depending on how much you need to cover. Entrance tickets are not required.
Cisterna Basilica, an underground reservoir built by Romans. It's breathtaking, one of the top attractions we've ever visited, and not only in Turkey, but of all the travels actually. It's been recently renovated. There's a visual show that runs every hour. Are even longer than to Hagia Sophia. You must buy your ticket online beforehand so that you can skip the line. The ticket costs 209 Turkish liras if you buy it online.
Next stop, Suleymaniye Mosque. It was commissioned by Sultan Süleyman the Magnificent and designed by one of the most prominent Ottoman architects, Mimar Sinan. It's located a bit further away from the main touristy area next to Istanbul University. Tickets to Suleymaniye are not required. Covers are provided at the entrance. Inside the mosque you can find volunteers who will gladly talk to you about the history of the mosque and the philosophy of the Islam. After doing a morphological analysis of Turkish mosques, famous architect Le Corbusier states the result in a very explicit manner, and elementary geometry orders these masses: the square, the cube, the sphere. In the plan, it's a rectangular complex with a single axis. The orientation of the axis of every mosque on Muslim soil is towards the black stone of Kaaba, which is an awe-inspiring symbol of unity and of faith. Simple, pure architectural language. Forms inside and outside are identical. Even if the inner space expands around the main dome called baldachin and becomes more complex and rich, elementary forms like cubes, prism, dome, half cubes, prism, domes, and half dome cylinders and cones remains the same. Just imagine pure geometry, elementary geometrical forms, the way they always reach the whole through the synthesis of elementary geometrical forms. In this case, Le Corbusier refers to they as Ottoman architects. Okay, let's not go on this full-on architecture tour. Back to our video.
Galata Tower, a watchtower that used to be the tallest building in Constantinople, can still be seen from almost everywhere in the center of Istanbul.
We are actually here in the Tower Square. It's a tower that has been built during the Roman Empire. It's a Byzantine tower. It was built around 6th century. We're gonna show you some views from the top.
It is worth climbing it up for the spectacular aerial view of Istanbul and the Bosphorus. Lines can be long, but if you come by opening hours around 9 a.m., you should get through fairly quickly. Tickets are 175 Turkish liras per person.
Topkapi Palace, a medieval palace of Ottoman sultans. Located in the Sultanahmet district, just steps away from Hagia Sophia, it's mostly an open-air territory with a garden and multiple buildings within.
Finished exploring the palace part of Topkapi and found ourselves very hungry, so note to yourself, take some snacks and make sure to stay hydrated. There's one cafe on the territory of the palace that sells ice cream, some snacks and water. It's very hot and humid in Istanbul, especially in the summer, so keep that in mind when traveling.
Definitely worth visiting the Harem and Irene. Make sure you include both in your ticket, which by the way can be bought at the automated kiosk that have smaller lines. We almost didn't have to wait. Tickets are 420 Turkish liras for Topkapi Palace, Irene and Harem.
Dolmabahce Palace. In the 19th century, the medieval palace of Topkapi became a bit outdated, and the sultans decided to build themselves a more glamorous, Baroque-style palace right on the bank of the Bosphorus.
Security check.
Magnificent, lavish interiors will take your breath away, but no photos are allowed, and strict security guards will make sure you follow this rule. Lineups are not too long, tickets are 300 Turkish liras and also include the Harem and Painting Museum.
But also, when you think of Istanbul, it can be a remote, beautiful trip to the island. We made it to the Princess Islands and I'm sure there will be a video on that too. Have you been to Princess Islands near Istanbul? Let us know down in the comments below. If you subscribe to this channel and turn the notifications on, maybe we will tell you about how to get to the Princess Islands in a few days.
So here's a quick summary. What do we think of Istanbul in the end? If to describe it in a few words,
It is buzzing,
vibrant,
historic,
affordable,
delicious,
and versatile.
these are the things that you're looking for in your travel destination. Choose Istanbul and you will not be disappointed. That's all that we have for you today. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more.
Don't forget to subscribe and smash that like button to support our channel.
Till next time.